Alright, today we're going to be multiplying on the number line. If you haven't viewed the multiplying using the charge model yet, you might want to do that first because that'll make this make more sense. We had some life lessons about taking away the positive, making your life more negative. And also if you take away the negatives, that makes life more positive. Well, the same thing works in multiplication, except we're talking about groups of things. When you add groups of positives, you move in the positive direction. When you take away groups of positives, anytime you're taking away positives, you're heading in the negative direction. When you add groups of negatives, think about that, adding negatives, you're making things more negative, you're going to go in the negative direction. But if you take away groups of negatives, you take away all those negative things, you're going to move in the positive direction. Now let that sink in. Take a minute and think about it, because it really makes sense. Now when we're doing multiplying, the first number is always going to tell us whether we're adding or taking away groups. The second number tells us what's in each group. So when we look at this problem, we're going to be adding 4 groups because it's a positive 4, and they're all going to have 2 in them, 2 positives. So we're adding positives. If we add positives, let's go in the positive direction. And we're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps and end up at positive 8 because we had groups of positives. Our second one, this time if you look at the second number, it's negative. So we have 4 groups of negative 2. We have groups of negatives. So if we have groups of negatives, we're heading in the negative direction. 1, 2 jumps, 3 groups, and there's our 4th group. We end up at negative 8. Alright, this time, notice what's different. This says to take away 3 groups of positive 2. So we're taking away the positives, and anytime you take away the positives, we're heading negative. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3 groups. 3 groups, taking away 3 groups of positive 2 makes us end up at negative 6. Now here's my favorite one. This is probably the thing your parents remember the most. We're going to be taking away 2 groups of negative 3. Taking away negatives will make our answer positive. So here's 1 and here's 2. 2 big jumps. Each one is 3 apiece, and we end up at positive 6 because when you take away the negatives, you end up being positive. Always remember, the first group, the first number tells you how many it will be, or that it's groups, and then the second part tells you what's in each group. Okay, let me say that again. The first number is how many groups. Are you taking them away or are you adding them? The second is what's in each group. Alright, so hopefully I haven't confused you too much. If I have, watch the video again, or maybe watch another video. Have fun. This was multiplying integers using the number line.